Good morning. Please be seated. And take a moment to be present in this wonderful ceremony. Welcome. I am Ken Carter, Interim Dean of Oxford College of Emory University, and it is my great pleasure to open this, the 178th commencement ceremony. We are delighted to be together as a community on Oxford's historic quadrangle on this beautiful, not raining day. Emory University acknowledges the Muskogee Creek people who lived, worked, produced knowledge on, and nurtured the land where Emory's Oxford and Atlanta campuses are now located. In 1821, 15 years before Emory's founding, the Muskogee were forced to relinquish this land. We recognize the sustained oppression, land dispossession, and involuntary removals of Muskogee and Cherokee peoples from Georgia and the Southeast. Emory seeks to honor the Muskogee Nation and other indigenous caretakers of this land by humbly seeking knowledge of their histories and committing to respectful stewardship of this land. We are honored to be joined by our University Provost, Ravi Belankanda, the Interim Dean of Emory College of Arts and Sciences, Carla Freeman, and our special guest and speaker, Dean of Campus Life, Joe Moon, and Emory Board of Trustees member, Teresa Rivera. Thank you for joining us this morning and for your ongoing support and partnership with Oxford College. I also offer special greeting to family and friends of the graduates. Many of you have traveled long distances to be here, and some of you are joining us via today's live stream, and we welcome you too. We enthusiastically also welcome the 50th anniversary class of 1973 who are present here today. You can see them in their beautiful golden robes. These Oxford alums have had distinguished careers in a wide array of fields. Their lives and their support of their alma mater set a standard for future classes. We are delighted that you could be here and welcome them for their 50th reunion. We also have in our audience many members of Oxford Board of Counselors and the Oxford Alumni Board. Our most heartfelt greetings is reserved for you, the members of Emory's baccalaureate class of 2025, the Oxford College class of 2023. $619 of you will receive their Oxford degree this academic year. All of you make us proud for your brilliance, your determination, your perseverance, and your contributions to our distinctive college. Graduates, here with you today on both sides of you are your faculty. They embrace you. Please take a moment to honor and thank them as well. So we gather here dressed in ancient medieval robes that are actually comfortable for today, to participate in a 1,000-year-old tradition to celebrate your academic achievements and the transformative years you spent at Oxford College. This is a milestone moment. Next in our ceremony will be an invocation delivered by Oxford College chaplain, the Reverend Dr. Lynn Pace. The invocation will be followed by the singing of the hymn that is printed in your program. Please stand if you are able.
No signal.
I invite you to take a deep breath and let it out. I invite those who will to join me in prayer. Source of our being, lover of justice, We pause to take a breath at the end of another academic year. We pause to offer our gratitude for this journey, a journey of highs and lows and everything in between. We pause to give thanks for Oxford College and to honor the class of 2023 who graduate today. We pray for the work of this college and its place within Emory University, all who make today possible: administrators, staff, faculty, and especially all these students. We pray for families and friends who have loved and upheld these graduates, and we ask for steadfast support from them in the days and years to come. We pray for the class of 1973 as we celebrate their golden legacy of 50 years since walking these hallowed grounds as students. We give thanks for the guidance and leadership of all Oxford College alumni whose experiences here inform the way they live their lives. Today, we mark this occasion especially with and for the class of 2023. We ask for guidance as they transition from this Oxford campus to a new community ready to welcome them in Atlanta. Let them be reminded that they do not need to do life alone. Help them know where they can find meaningful connections in you, to creation, to each other, to those yet unknown to them, and always here at Oxford College. Source of life, remain present on this day. Inspire us through these graduates, educators, families, and friends, award recipients, and our commencement speaker, Dean Joe Moon. Allow our gratitude and celebrations today to shape us and this momentous occasion so that we may forever live out a measure of your love, your justice, and your hope in our day-to-day lives. We raise our collective thoughts, prayers, and meditations together. May it be so.
Please be seated. It is now my honor to introduce our speaker. Dean Joe Moon has enriched the Oxford experience directly or indirectly for all students, faculty, and staff. He has been in the core of our student-centered culture for more than 3 decades, and his work and spirit have touched every corner of campus. Joe Moon began at Emory in 1978, his first job after earning a master's degree from the University of Georgia. While on the Atlanta campus, he helped to launch staple university programs such as the First Year Council, the Sophomore Advisor Program, and the beloved Song Fest. Along with his staff, he also advocated for the establishment of the Counseling Center and Helpline, 2 important campus resources. And for both the Oxford and Atlanta campuses, Moon was the point person in the transition to co-ed campus housing. After 10 years on the Atlanta campus, he came to Oxford in 1988 as Dean of Campus Life. Since then, he has played an integral part in shaping Oxford culture and its core values. He and his like-minded colleagues developed numerous departments that make up the heart of the Oxford student experience: the Center for Healthful Living, the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, the Counseling and Career Services, Student Involvement and Leadership, International Student Programs, Residence Education Services, and others. He has contributed to the design of Murdy, Elzer, and Fleming residence halls and to the Oxford Student Center. In addition to his many accomplishments, Moon is known around campus as an Oxford historian. He holds vast institutional knowledge and is a resident keeper of Oxford stories, tall tales, and traditions. His book, An Uncommon Place, Oxford College of Emory University, which covers the same topic as his doctoral dissertation, is full of insights in history and culture of this community. I present to you our Dean of Campus Life, my mentor and dear friend, Dean Joe Moon.
Thank you, Dean Carter. And a warm welcome to the platform
party, alumni, guests, and most importantly, the class of 2023. I have a full heart of gratitude this morning for the honor my friend Ken Carter has given me to speak this morning, for my wife and life partner Cindy and my amazing daughters Lauren and Hannah, who are with me today, and for my friends and colleagues from across the decades who are present today or watching online. A full heart indeed. Know that we are in a historic and sacred place as we gather in this temple of trees. As Dean Carter mentioned, we're here today where the Muskogee Nation made their home until they were forcefully removed in the early 19th century. Soon after this departure, from the east pushed into this frontier settlers, and among these, Georgia Methodists, who founded a small college called Emory in a town called Oxford to create a place of learning, religious practice on the edge of this settlement.
Since those early days, students and their teachers, thousands of them, have walked these same grounds. Yes, we're in a sacred space formerly occupied by many, many souls. If these stately trees around us could talk, they could certainly say more interesting things than a commencement speaker. Let me begin with a story. Once upon a time, there was a graduate student with a newly minted master's degree searching for that first university job. He learned of a position at Emory University, and with the hope of finding employment near his ailing mother's home, he accepted the opportunity to be Emory's assistant dean for men. Okay, I'll shift to first person because this is awkward, but there's a few things you'd be interested to know in this true story. At that time, Emory divided the campus into male and female residential units. I was to be responsible for male housing units and fraternity system. This new job at Emory was jarring in many ways. As a rather naive 24-year-old, I was called Dean Moon. Each time a student called me this, I looked around to see where the dean was. That took some getting used to. I'm used to it. Students, before you accept a new job, you need to study the position description very carefully. I did not fully appreciate what on call actually meant. And consequently, I learned I was to be available 7 days a week, 24 hours a day for emergency calls for all of Emory. And in those early days, let me assure you, there were some doozies. My first year at Emory began in 1978, and unfortunately for me, it was the same year National Lampoon premiered, to the delight of college students across the country, a movie called Animal House. Basically, the plot featured a renegade fraternity called the Delts, led by John Belushi's character Bluto, who had an ongoing conflict with the college dean, Vernon Wormer. There were many memorable scenes from this film, but one featured a Delt toga party where a beer keg was thrown crashing through a second floor window of the frat house as part of the festivities. And you guessed it, Emory had a Delt house. And the first time I visited the house, during a reprisal of this famous scene, a keg crashed through a second floor window and landed with a thump at my feet. Welcome to Emory, Dean Moon. You'll be relieved to know that I won't use my limited time here this morning to recount all my experiences on the Atlanta campus in Oxford, but I can assure you that I never imagined I would be, as I was standing there with beer-soaked pants, that I would remain at Emory another 45 years. As I consider what I might say to you today, I recall that I have participated in more than 80 college commencement ceremonies, counting Emory University, Oxford College, and my own and my family's. I will confess that I recall very little of what those speakers said,
Even though at the time I judged them to be quite brilliant. I hope I measure up. I know what I want to say will be far less memorable than what I could do. So, for example, you should know, to Dean Carter's relief, I ruled out doing something really visual like deploying a t-shirt gun or launching several of those confetti cannons across the way. I know that would have been fun. I understand that. Even if you don't remember what I say, you remember that. With apologies to the families and faculty and guests,
I want to direct my comments to the students here this morning, our newest Emory graduates. Students, you're at a pivotal moment in your college experience as you have completed this
rigorous liberal arts course of study. Soon you will shift campuses and engage in your chosen academic field or fields of interest. You are now Emory juniors. Congratulations. In my life, there have been some literary touchstones that have shaped who I am and who I wish to become. One of these is a quotation I've used scores of times when I address parents of new students each fall. In his poem, The Dry Salvages, T.S. Eliot wrote, "We had the experience, but we missed the meaning." We had the experience, but we missed the meaning. Finding meaning in our everyday life is a challenge for all of us. Important moments come and go unacknowledged. I hope, students, you will spend a moment thinking about what this ceremony might signify as a significant step along your own life's journey. Some years ago, when I was on the Atlanta campus, I was welcoming a large assembly of student leaders, and I said, "Let me begin by asking, why are we here?" I paused a bit too long after asking that question. Suddenly, all the giggling students started laughing and they collapsed in laughter, and I was laughing too. Why were we there? Somehow I recovered, but I really don't recall how. But following Eliot's observation, we were all deep in an experience, but clueless about the larger meaning. Students, I can say with confidence that you're not the same person who entered Oxford's gates 2 years ago. Even though Oxford has grown and changed in many ways since these alumni with the golden ropes are sitting in your seats, the core values of this uncommon place has been unchanged. Along with thousands of Oxford alumni, you share an experience that runs deep. You and your classmates have enrolled in a unique residential campus focusing on the liberal arts with caring and passionate faculty and staff to challenge and support you. You have made some lifelong friends here and had the opportunity to have a voice, sometimes a leadership role in student life. I'll wager you have a better idea now of how fields of scholarship inform each other, and perhaps you're a bit more humble about what you have yet to learn. I've learned from Oxford alumni who look back with fondness on this formative time here, often with good stories to tell, and as I have observed, they're not all that different than you are. Class of 2023, you have already lived through some interesting and memorable times. While you were very young, the financial world collapsed, and as a result, wealthy and poor across this country suffered, across the world. You were barely a teenager during the terms of the first Black president of the United States, and more recently, you have been alert to profound political divisions in this country, and you have observed the fragility of our democracy. In fact, the world itself, our planet, is experiencing a change in climate, if unchecked, could have lasting consequences during your lifetime. Only a few years ago, you lived through a worldwide pandemic, which created the need to isolate, to mask, and avoid normal social interaction. This isolation likely affected your final high school years. In many ways, we are still all recovering from these many months of social separation. And most recently, ChatGPT and other forms of artificial intelligence promise to bring exciting but also worrisome effects on all aspects of your life. So each generation faces its own political tensions and social problems and challenges in regard to what is considered to be just and equitable, and what we agree to be fundamental human rights. So while your particular life experiences are different than those generations that came before you, they are no less full of meaning, opportunity, and challenge. I'm sure your parents and well-intentioned staff and faculty friends have already offered you some sage advice in recent days. Still, every graduation speaker is required to pass along advice to the graduates.
I must comply. And so I will, but I want you to know that helpfully Dr. Lloyd Parker sent me a Chat GPT speech, which I read, but these words are mine. But thank you anyway, Dr. Parker. In my view, some of the best advice ever given was Shakespeare's Polonius to his son Laertes. If you don't know what I mean, Google it. I cannot match this high bar of wisdom, but relying on my years at Emory, I have a few things to share. On mentoring, seek mentors among those who have wisdom, life experiences, and with whom you have personal connection. The best mentoring relationships are symbiotic. Both sides learn from each other and both are equally invested. Resist waiting for a modern version of Socrates and instead look for those of any age or position who may have something to teach, to share, or to inspire. I hope you realize that you're at a good time in your life and a great place to seek mentoring relationships. On success, ask of yourself, not what am I to do with my life, but what am I to do next? Life's trajectory is not linear. There is no perfect path. What interests you? What excites you? Where can your talents and gifts be best applied? Avoid the trap of comparing yourself to others. You are enough, and each of you has qualities that no one else has. Know that failure is not the opposite of success, but can be an inspiration and a reality check. You may know that Michael Jordan did not make his high school varsity team. You may know that Abraham Lincoln lost seven political contests, or that Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in a South African prison. These are famous examples, but ask your parents and those who you judge to be successful about the difficulties they have encountered in their lives. Students, failure is a common experience and not a prediction of the future. On being present, I mentioned earlier that there are touchstones in my life that I try to live by. One of these was within a book I read in high school called Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance by Robert Pirsig. At one point, the narrator, a man in his 40s, who then I judged to be quite old, was climbing a mountain with his son. The son was discouraged as the peak of the mountain seemed to be impossibly high. The father paused on the climb, and I paraphrase to say that life, real life, is on the side of the mountain. Most of us exist on the side of our metaphorical mountain, even those who've achieved positions, awards, political and financial success. Our narrator encourages his son to be alert to the moment, be present, be mindful, and be engaged. Come to think of it, this is another way of understanding Eliot's admonition to pay attention to the meaning of our experiences.
And this is best achieved in the present rather than critiquing the past or yearning for the future. On principles, our alumni and guests may not know that Oxford student staff and faculty have embraced some overarching values we call the Oxford Principles. Each of these principles has been featured in campus newsletters, student events, leadership education, and many activities to remind and inspire us to be our best selves. These principles are presence, care, identity, belonging, accountability, and learning. Students, I hope some or perhaps all of these principles have caused you to be mindful of how you choose to live your life, how you can be agents of change in your communities, how you can embrace the opportunities of your future academic experience, and how you will work to become the kind of person you wish to be. You and I have something in common. Both of us are soon leaving something familiar and beloved and moving into the unknown and unfamiliar. We share the mixed feelings of anticipation,
unease, and guarded optimism. In conclusion, I want to share some words of encouragement that some students who are here recently shared with me. This phrase acknowledges that we all go through some difficult times and life can be a challenge. Still, we've got this. We can not only clear these hurdles, and manage these setbacks, we are resilient. We can flourish. With some editing, it goes like this. Forget about it. We ball. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Moon. Each year at commencement, Oxford presents just 2 distinguished awards. The Virgil YCED Sophomore Service Award and the Emory Williams Distinguished Undergraduate Teaching Award. These awards highlight values held dear at Oxford College and at Emory University: selfless service and excellent teaching that serves the whole student. These values make ours an academic community of choice that intentionally prepares students for a lifetime of service, impact, and meaning. I'd now like to call Dean Joe Moon back to the podium to present the 2023 Virgil Eady Sophomore Service Award.
I'm back. The Virgil YCED Sophomore Service Award was established 54 years ago in 1969. In fact, in 1973, one of our Golden Robe alumni was a recipient of the Eady Award, Mr. Bill Daniel. I asked Bill to stand, as well as the whole Daniel family that are here. Thank you. I'll add that Bill's younger brother, Mark, also received the Eady Award a few years later. Only twice have Oxford siblings achieved this highest student award. Perhaps my successor will likewise recognize Mark at this commencement in 2029. The Eady Award is the sole student award reserved for commencement and is presented to one sophomore student who has demonstrated outstanding and selfless service to this community. On behalf of the Oxford faculty and staff, I wish to present the 2023 Eady Sophomore Award to a current student who has quite simply made Oxford a better place. This graduate has earned the respect of faculty, staff, and students and exhibits a lovely blend of reliability, intentionality, and contagious joy. Please come forward, Virginia Cano.
As Virginia makes her way to the podium, I ask her family, who is here from Venezuela, also to stand and remain standing so that we can honor you too. We'll talk. We'll talk. No, you stay here. You're here. This is my last time doing this. I don't know. Virginia, your recommenders are exuberant in their description of the many ways you have effectively and meaningfully served.
As a leader in volunteer Oxford, you have demonstrated time and again that you care deeply about those who are vulnerable. You're active in the challenging work of supporting social justice at Oxford and beyond. You have demonstrated a passion for enhancing Oxford experience of your fellow students through meaningful engagement on campus and off. As an active member of the International Student Advocacy Board, you are described as a leader among leaders. You have taken the initiative to improve services for our international students, ranging from expanding transportation to promoting mental health services. Your passionate and joyful spirit enlivens our community and attracts other students to share your concerns. One of your supporters writes, Virginia is truly a selfless leader whose greatest strengths are her sensitivity and commitment to creating a more just and inclusive campus for us all. The ED Award is not a reflection of a thick resume or or positional leadership roles, but rather a reflection of your giving spirit, your orientation to service, and your caring heart. Virginia, it's my distinct honor and privilege to present you with the 2023 ED Sophomore Service Award. Oxford's Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, Dr. Kristen Bonney, will present the 2023 Emory Williams Teaching Award for Distinguished Teaching.
This morning, I have the privilege of presenting the Emory Williams Award for Distinguished Undergraduate Teaching, the highest award for excellence in undergrad teaching at the university. This award was established in 1972 by the late Mr. Emory Williams, an emeritus trustee and distinguished member of the Emory class of 1932. The Williams Award has been granted to a member of the Oxford College faculty since the year 2000. This year's recipient has been a valued teacher and mentor at Oxford College for 16 years. In that time, they have made remarkable contributions to the growth and development of more than one academic program and have helped countless students, many of whom were not enrolled in one of their courses at the time, succeed. By all accounts, this year's recipient is a patient and passionate teacher who is truly invested in helping students to learn and appreciate the subjects at hand. They exude a contagious enthusiasm that makes learning even the most difficult material a, quote, joyful experience. Students praise the recipient as one of the best professors they've ever had. Several noted how classes with this professor opened their eyes to the discipline in ways they never previously knew to be possible. Beyond their positive impact on individual students, this faculty member has made significant contributions in their academic discipline to curriculum development, pedagogy, and educational innovation. I suspect that they may be embarrassed by the attention that they are receiving today as they do their work without need for public recognition or accolades. According to one of their faculty colleagues, quote, "For more than 15 years, they are on campus almost every day, always willing and always ready to help. They quietly do everything they are supposed to do, pick up when others have neglected, and step up when needed. For example, they have helped design and redesign individual courses in response to curricular changes and external reviews. They've helped hire and mentor new faculty colleagues, and years before the pandemic, led workshops for faculty on teaching with technology. Since joining Oxford in 2006, this year's winner has been a dedicated mathematics and computer science teacher and a highly capable and innovative problem solver who is interested in exploring, investigating, and utilizing technology to promote teaching and learning. In the words of a colleague, quote, "The remarkable success of the Math Center, the development of the Math Center website, and the extracurricular activities they have led for students interested in math have earned them well-deserved compliments and appreciation. I am honored to present the 2023 Emory Williams Distinguished Teaching Award to Paul Oser." Congratulations. We are delighted to have present with us Emory University's Provost, Ravi Valamkonda, and the Emory trustee, Teresa Rivero, to celebrate the graduates and bestow the degrees upon them. I now call upon Teresa Rivero to please come forward.
Good morning. I'm going to take a moment of privilege to just congratulate and thank Dean Joe Moon. Again, Joe, you have been a mentor and a good friend over the years. And thank you for your service to Emory. So I am Teresa Rivero, a member of the University of Board of Trustees and a 1985 graduate of Oxford College, 87 graduate of Goizueta Business School, and a 93 graduate of Rollins School of Public Health. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I am happy to welcome you to the Oxford College Diploma Ceremony. Students, we congratulate you on your great achievements. We appreciate all that you have done and how diligently you've strived toward this day, particularly considering the extraordinary and challenging circumstances of the past 3 years. Your resiliency, your determination have brought you to this point and deserve all the accolades of the day as your family and friends celebrate you and your achievements. I hope you bask in each and every minute of today and that you take the resiliency and determination with you. Congratulations to Oxford's college class of 2023. Provost Bellamconda, esteemed members of the university faculty and distinguished guests. On behalf of the trustees of Emory University, I take great pleasure in accepting the recommendations of the president and the faculties of Emory University for the conferral of degrees. Provost Bellamconda, as a member of the Board of Trustees, I authorize you to confer degrees upon the 2023 graduates, together with all the appropriate rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities.
Thank you, Trustee Rivera. Graduates, family members, faculty, staff, and friends of Oxford College, I'm honored to join you this morning. Dean Carter, please present your candidates for degrees in course.
Will the members of Oxford College faculty please rise? Provost Bellamconda, I have the honor to present the candidates for the degree of Associate of Arts. Will the class marshals please rise to be recognized? Will the candidates please rise? These candidates have successfully completed their course of study and are recommended for the Associate of Arts degree by the faculty of Oxford College.
Thank you, Dean Carter. Oxford College graduates, as you prepare to continue your education at Emory,
know that you've completed a very important milestone in your academic careers, a milestone that ties back to the very founding of Oxford, of the University at Oxford in 1836. Your commitment to your studies, your contributions to the campus community that will carry forward in the years of learning, discovery, and creativity that lie ahead of you. On behalf of President Fenves, I hereby confer your Associate of Arts degrees with all appropriate rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities that come with them. Congratulations, Oxford College graduates of 2023. You may be seated.
The candidates will now come forward to receive their diploma covers and to be recognized. Please hold your applause until all have been awarded their degrees. We ask that family and friends remain in their seats as graduates cross the stage. We have provided a platform in which parents and friends may photograph their graduates as they receive their diplomas. If you would like to do that, please note the order of names in the program and come forward only as early as necessary. And please come to the platform by passing behind the seating over here to your right.
Ethan Jolly, Paula Dugu. Lydia Ann King. Ava Alexandra Capelson. Janavi Chamarthi. Adrika Chattaraj. Rachel Maira Friedman. Siri Barbara Johnson. Lucy Lim. Max Brian Migden. Sky Nash. Satvik Bakata. Andrew Yang. Navya Balavala. Alexandra Minovich. Delia Savin. James Cullen Gebhardt. Alexandra Bancroft. Jahwa Ye. Oluwashin Abitogan. Yanet Abraham. Ankita Acharya. Presented in situ, Amanda Grace Sotolongo. Elio Alberto Suarez. Maya Adams. Amisha Leela Agrawal. Riley Megan Aiken. Ibram Alvarez. Laureen Ampal. Kimberly Andres Rivera. Sana Ambreen Ansari. Jordan Charles Nuako Anshui. Niels Armbruster. Ella Joe Arendt. Maya Ash. Shika Rao Barla. Yash Chitkan Barot. Kayla Ferry. Evan Basil. Taya Monet Bechtel. Mahir Beharit. William Stephen Benson. Tanya Bagathwala. Kristen Bishop. Federico Vitar. Shemael Blanc. Madeline Bloomer. Lillian Bluestein. Abigail Ray Bloom. Zachary Douglas Borer. Elijah Raphael Bowe. Logan Johns Boyle. Isabel Margaret Brandt. Miluz Bryce. Alexander Brown. Estelle Brown. Kendall Elizabeth Brown. Taylor Jade Brown. Alexandra Elise Bryant. Maya Bryant. David Budnick. Rhett Tyler Burnham. Cecilia Ruth Burton. Sarah Bush. Lilac Elizabeth Kabira. Yuan Tsai. Monica Tsai. Virginia Cano. Uching Zhao. Cassie Nicole Carter. Oliver Catanzaro. Grace Kalis. Allison Chang. Mayuri Charan. Ilian Chatur. Andrew Chen. Angela Chen. Angelina Chen. Amber Cho. Johnby Choksi. Laura Chu. Rohan Chanduri. Ansley Clevenger. Ansley's degree is given with the assistance of her mother, Dr. Carolyn Clevenger, Professor and Associate Dean for Transformative Clinical Practice at the Nell Hodgson Woodruff School of Nursing. Victor Miguel Cobas. Cybel Cobbin. Aaron Cohen. Chiara Bosco Collins. McKaylee Meadow Cooper. Maya Costello. Brandy Jamarian Cox. Sean Coyle. David Cruz. Abigail Paige Cutchin. James Benjamin Damon. Michaela Jasmine Darkle.
Alexandra Dahl.
Amanu Smith DeWeet. Marlon Abraham DeBose. Michael John Francis Dean. Rose Deloney. Evan Harris Dershowitz. Henry Michael Durkis. Ben Dixon. Catalina Sophia Chidi Dorfman. Monica Dwan. Lauren Cecily Dumasnil. Rishi Prasad Erla. Henry C. Elder. Aiden Ellie. Brianna Ellen Escobedo. Ezoza Eshoba. Jason Evans. Sandra Fajabi. Miriam Ball. Jackson Fong. Benjamin Fargnoli. Purin Fa'arun. Emma Lee Ferguson. Olivia Sophia Fernandez. Emily Oliver Barron. Chauncey Figures. Robert Alexander Vinegar. Alexander Forbes. Cayenne Danielle Folks. Ashton Fox. Emily Freestone. Abigail Christine Fury. Simone Fussy. Daniel J. Galloway. Luisa Gamble. Laurel Garcia. Noel Thomas George. Garrett Leo Galoni. Ashman Julius Geary. Elizabeth Ayala Germa. Carolina Del Mar Gonzalez Soto. Caitlin Elizabeth Jung Rogan. Umi Guy. Abigail Ginto Avila. Zachary Hammond. Andy Hunt. Nicholas Cameron Hardin. May Lee Hart. Sophia Holly. Sophia's degree is given by her father and her mother, Dr. Brad Holly, Associate Teaching Professor of English, and Dr. Adrian Ivy, Associate Professor of English, both at Oxford College. Jordan Michaela Hayes. Chloe Helsons. Owen Helsons. Zaria Harriman. Skylar Caitlin Honeycutt. Sachin Iyer. Benjamin Elijah Jackson. Muhammad Jate. Shaya Janati. Jahwe Jean. Ziyang Jing. Emma Jinwright.
Thank you.
Andrew Johnson. Samantha Eve Joseph. Michael Jung. Ayana Qatar. Sydney Elizabeth Campi. Samuel Hansam Khan. Ria Kunsel. Shreya Lalita Kantapudi. Ria Kapoor. Laura Karn Barasuthi. Manjushri Karthikeyan. Lauren Marie Katz. Vikram Kaul. Harshini Caleb. Connor Kelso. Minsol Kim. Sophia Kim. Carson Kindred. Kenneth Climate. Rachel Elizabeth Cranbeer. Joshua Kravitz. Simon Davis Cressberg. Caroline Kreutzen. Archana Arvind Krishnappa. Rachel Ann Kroger. Raj Kumar. Sheryar Lakani. Elijah Curtis Lapiza. John Adams Laughlin. Rachel Elise Lawrence. Paul Lee. Maximilian Harris Leifman. William Edmund Lewis. Alondra Leyva. Aaron Lee. Mark Thomas Linshuen Lee. Tayshawn Lee. Claire Emmeline Little. Anthony Liu. Anna Margaret Long. Kimberly Lopez. Caitlin Elizabeth Love. Amy Liu. Alexander Thomas Lucas. Emily Lou Lundberg. Larry Ma. Anastasia Ma. Unique Jatrice Celesta Mackey. Rayan Ishmam Mahmood. Gia Jadeep Malhotra. Dylan Courier Malloy. Emma Addison Martin. Alex Martinez. Mia McBride. Lily Charlene McCain. Arish Beman. Jasmine Mendoza. Ryan Meng. Jonah Menikoff. Skylar Michelle. Chloe Mary Winona Minor. Azia Monet Mitchell. Hunter Mitchell. Tina Mogadam. Sarah Maury. Sarah's degree is given by her father, Dr. Jim Maury, professor of English at Emory College of Arts and Sciences. Jack Everett Morgan. Xavier Joseph Morgan Gillard. Carlos Muniz. Hayridin Muradov. Kavya Muthaganisan. Desiree Naini Ukmar. Nina Nair. Ahana Narayanan. L.G. Nash. John Peters Newburn. Emily Yee. Poppy Nicholas. Mardula Nithikumar. Maylee O'Brien. Kirsten Janae Oglesby. Corinne Chigozie Oke. Erica Ono. Erica's degree is given by her father, Dr. Shoichiro Ono, Associate Professor of Pathology and Cell Biology from the Emory School of Medicine. Najere Renee Onomapome. Stephen Anderson Orr. Jackson Osberg. Sean Ose. Belen Lee Pear. Van Jada. Peyton Victor Panos. Div Patel. Kush Patel. Rona Patel. Sarah Jill Pendergrass. Isabella Andrea Perigo. Zachary Percival. Anna Perry. Elizabeth Kinnan Peters. Bam Miley. Donald Fay Pierce III. Mason Pistoni. Sania Pittner. Aurora Angelica Plummer. Julia Ponick. Shrija Patluri. Akash Babala. Jean Chin. Nathan Daniel Roush. Nathan's degree is given by Dr. Sheila Roush, Professor of Psychiatry from the Emory School of Medicine. Zachary Ravel. Viviana Leticia Recinos. Travis Reese. Ian Ryan. Jayu Ren. Alexandra Richmond. John Rieger Jr. Ian Riekoff. Nora Robiana. Kayla Grace Claudine Rochester. Sarah Marie Roderick. Julian Matthew Rosenberg. Eva Reutberg. Megan Rochelle Rust. Jahan Sachdeva. Maurice Safar. Jeremy Antonio Salguero. Edgar Sanchez. Gabriela B. Sirocco. Evangelos Serafianos. Madeline Sanders. Mercedes Ann Sarah. Doreen Sasu. Ryan Schulte. Jackson Schwartz. Mira Ronnie Sethi. Ty Kenneth Shigori. Yuqing Shangguan. Deja Monet Sherelle. Edward Shen. Catherine Shen. Uma Sharata Shanan. Elizabeth Shin. Maxwell Shumway. Shireen Siddiqui. Isaac David Snyder. Lindsay Song. Dyson Stallworth. Kiera Stallworth. Grayson Leah Stark. Palmer Struvar. Alexander Richard Shemansky. Chelsea Damaris Taft. Abena Tano. Yona Zaher Temlock. Nicole Annette Thomas. Sona Eliana Thompson. Vasily Toliopoulos. Paola Mariana Torres. Christy Tran. Maxwell Michael Troilo. Wesley Tsai. Lila Tung. Maria Sakalakos. Owen Tucker. Rebecca Urata. Orby Valapareda. Isabel Christina Velez. Ruby Catherine B. Andy Weiser Guakil. Nelson J. Walker. Ivy Sophia Wong. Tristan Watson. Si Jen Wong. Justin Maurice Whitening. Nia Emmanuel Whittle. Emily Ann Wilhelm. Congratulations and happy birthday to Madison Sky Williams. Jack David Wood. Maxwell Wu. Tianya Wu. Tyler Yamato Chen. Rachel Young. Say Shu. Brianna Yen. Liangun Young. Zipeng Ye. Ashley Young. How Young Him. James Junghwan Yoon. Stratton Corbett Young. Giovanna Maria Zaldivar. Camille Zatz. Eric Jung. Luke Jung. Jianyi Jung. Zari Sienna Masai. Eleonora K. Shepherd. Rudy Angel Nunez. Jahung Joe.
And please do. That is the Oxford College class of 2023.
Congratulations. Good morning. I'm honored to be with you all this very, very special day. At this point in the program, typically President Fenwes had planned to address you. But due to an emergency at Emory, he profoundly regrets that he can't be with us today. And he's asked me to read the following message on his behalf. So this is President Fenwes now. To our outstanding Oxford College graduates, congratulations on all you have accomplished over the past 2 years, and for reaching this important moment of transition, the midpoint of your undergraduate years at Emory. You came to Oxford College seeking a path and a purpose, and in the process, you've discovered what you are truly capable of achieving, the power of your own unbounded potential. Thank you for giving of yourself in your time here, for enriching this campus community and adding to the great Oxford legacy.
And my thanks too to the Oxford College faculty and staff here who've supported you on your extraordinary journey here. It is my great pleasure to officially welcome you to Atlanta campus. My best wishes for the road that lies ahead. I can't wait to see everything you will contribute and achieve on the Atlanta campus. And I'll be looking for you on the quad this fall. So that's his message. You will run into him. He loves students, and he's been known to take a selfie or two. So, but don't tell him I told you that. I'll just say, add my thanks to President Fenwes' message. This morning, on behalf of all of the faculty, staff, students, and administrators at the Atlanta campus, I want to join President Fenwes in congratulating you and welcoming you on your next step as you come to the Atlanta campus. Today is really about celebrating you, your creativity, your determination, your great drive for leading, your bright minds that are inquisitive and curious, your heart for serving others, and all that you've accomplished here at Oxford College. I know that I don't have to tell you, and we have witnessed here with our 50th reunion class, that Oxford is a very, very special place. There is no other liberal arts college that offers what Oxford has, a residential undergraduate liberal arts experience anchored and committed to the liberal arts and all that entails, and a deep commitment to community engaged learning. With the resources combined with this beautiful experience of a world-class research university, and of course, your own organic farm. That is indeed unique. In your time here, you've used your skills and talents to better your community. You've led clubs, you've launched new programs and initiatives, working with campus and community leaders to create positive change.
And strengthening the bonds, as Dean Moon always says, that make Oxford a wonderfully uncommon place. And in doing so, you've changed Oxford and you've created the Oxford for those who follow. Along the way, though, you've been tested, challenged by a pandemic as you began your college experience. And I personally have a special bond with you because I started with you in 2021 at Emory myself. So we will go on this journey together. But you met that historic moment. You prioritized the health of the Oxford College community. You did your part in protecting others and yourself. And in doing so, you exemplified the Emory mission of service to humanity. You came to Oxford hungry with new ideas and hungry for new experiences and challenges. And in the process, you learned a great deal about yourself and your unique strengths. And as you've learned here at Oxford, that is a critical part of your Emory education. In the years since your arrival, you've enjoyed experiential learning opportunities, reflected on what brings purpose and meaning to life, and you've taken the first steps towards your professional pathway. And you've learned to build a community in which each member can connect, learn, and grow. Everything that you've done and poured into the last 2 years, the late nights, the hard work, the hours of exploration and learning, and hopefully some fun, have led to this important day. So relish this achievement as Dean Moon exhorted us to, the side of the mountain, and how far you've come since your arrival here. Through it all, you held tight to your dreams and ambitions and kept that desire, that joy to learn that exemplifies an Oxford student, and keep that burning bright. I know I join your friends and family members and all your supporters here at Oxford when I say we couldn't be prouder of you and all that you've done. And now your adventure continues. Emory's Atlanta campus and the world and need what you have to offer.
So bring your curiosity, your motivation, your optimism, your questions and your passion for exploring new ideas, and your dedication to advancing the greater good. Through your years here, there have been many voices along the way. We don't come to milestones alone. Along the way, that have been encouraging you, supporting you, inspiring you, and shaping you. So before I close, I want to recognize 3 specific individuals here at Oxford College who've given so much of themselves in exemplary service to you, our students. First, I want to thank my good friend and colleague, Dean Ken Carter, for his long-standing role at Oxford College
as a respected faculty member, and especially for his leadership this past year as the interim dean. Ken, your guiding hand has elevated Oxford, keeping it strong and moving forward, and you do it in a uniquely Ken special way. Thank you.
He's not going anywhere. He's going to return to the faculty, but I'm glad. I also want to acknowledge and add my thanks to the incredible legacy Dean Joe Moon brings and has at Oxford College. Joe, you bring compassion, creativity, and heartfelt commitment to the student experience, and you've played an important role on countless Oxford students, bonds that still carry forward even as you prepare to retire after 45 years at Emory. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your dedication. Anybody who's close to students is close to all of our hearts. Thank you for all that you do.
I want to recognize one other special individual, Kitty McNeil, the Dean of Oxford College Library, who's retiring after 38 years of service to Oxford. I think once you come here, you don't leave. If the library is at the heart of the university, Dean McNeil has kept this one beating strong and steady. And for that, we thank you, Kitty. Before I conclude and come back to our students, I do want to thank the parents and family members in attendance, the coaches, the mentors that supported our students and brought this wonderful class to Emory. As a parent myself, I know that this journey is not possible but for the amazing hard work of being a parent and a coach and a mentor and a family member. And I want to acknowledge the parents in the audience too. Thank you for that. And our faculty and staff also. So coming back to our students, because they are critical for everything that we do at the university. To our students, you are among a singular group of students who will experience the benefits of living and learning, not one, but on 2 Emory campuses. Remember your years at Oxford College. Keep your friendships and connections here and you will always be welcome at Oxford. Congratulations again, and we look forward to seeing you at the Atlanta campus this fall. Congratulations. I invite Dean Freeman to welcome you on behalf of the Atlanta campus and Emory College.
Thank you, Provost Bellanconda. And thank you to Dean Ken Carter, who's been my partner and co-conspirator this last year. I'm Carla Freeman, the interim dean of Emory College of Arts and Sciences, and it is my really genuine pleasure to be here with you today. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to celebrate your many accomplishments at Oxford and also to welcome you to the newest chapter of your Emory experience on the Atlanta campus. Many universities describe themselves as offering an undergraduate education that combines the best of the liberal arts campus with the resources and breadth of a major research university. In fact, I think it's fair to say that every one of our peers touts this special marriage. But I can honestly say, having visited so many of these places, that nowhere achieves this special relationship like Emory. Simply put, you are in the midst of a unique academic community, spending 2 years at one of the finest liberal arts colleges in the country, with faculty who are both distinguished scholars and gifted and dedicated teachers and mentors, sharing an intimate campus with several hundred of the smartest, most talented, most interesting students from every corner of the globe. And then 2 years on the vibrant campus of one of the world's great research universities in one of this nation's most dynamic and most diverse cities. Here you will be inspired and mentored by faculty who are also deeply committed to your education while carrying out path-breaking research and creative work, constantly seeking opportunities to include you in that transformative process. I simply do not know anything like this partnership anywhere in the world. As graduates of Oxford, you are its beneficiaries and you are its embodiment. I am here representing Emory College as its dean, and I'm also a cultural anthropologist. One of the keys to an anthropological sensibility is an attraction to rituals and rites of passage, the occasions people across all cultures use to mark transitions from one stage of life to another. Of the many things I love about being a professor and a dean, occasions like today are among my favorites. I love the pomp and circumstance, the chance to don our colorful regalia, and to pause collectively to celebrate these important junctures. These are poignant moments of beginnings and endings, and they conjure up a swirl of emotions: pride, awe, wonder, and perhaps also a bit of uncertainty and trepidation. Today is an important moment of transition and not one to rush through. This is a moment to reflect on your last 2 years here at Oxford. It is a moment to cherish the connections you have made with mentors and professors and your peers, knowing they will continue for a lifetime. It is also a moment to dream and to imagine what the next 2 years in Atlanta might hold for you. What new connections and friendships will you make? What unexpected class or internship might open up whole new passions? What adventures on campus and abroad await you? In August, you will find an Atlanta campus rich with new opportunities, both inside and beyond the classroom. You'll find faculty and staff and students eager to get to know you, to challenge you, and to benefit from all you will bring to the intellectual, cultural, and social tapestry, just as you have done here. So it is my great pleasure to welcome you, the Oxford College class of 2023, to the Atlanta campus and to the Emory College of Arts and Sciences, the Gazweta Business School, and the Woodruff School of Nursing classes of 2025. I wish you a wonderful summer, and I look forward to seeing you in Atlanta in August. Thank you.
Graduates, it comes to the point in the ceremony where I, as one of my final privileges as interim dean, give you one final challenge. Graduates, your Oxford education has prepared you for pathways that lie ahead, the routes you will choose, and the new trails you will blaze. At Oxford, I not only hope that we have helped you to develop fundamental understanding of how knowledge is created and applied, but also that you have a better understanding of how to pursue a good and just society. Use your skills and knowledge to build the kind of world that promotes the best parts of what it means to be human. A society in which justice and inclusion, not hatred and division, are what defines us. Depend upon your moral compass as you learn to lead others. Be an example and prove the power of education, not only for yourselves, but also for your families and everyone you meet along your way. You are headed to the Atlanta campus, and we go with you as your faculty, staff, family members, supporters, and friends. Just as Oxford will always be part of you, you will always be part of us. To continue our celebration, we invite you to join us immediately following the ceremony for a lunch reception in the dining hall. During the recessional, you will hear the Cine bell tower ring probably noon in about 5 minutes, and then 381 times once in honor of each member of the graduating class who is here today. Please rise now for the singing of the alma mater as is printed in your program, and remain standing
for the benediction by Chaplain Lynn Place. Please remain in your place until the platform party, the faculty, and the graduates have departed. Take care and keep in touch.